Captain's log. Start date in the year of the Lord, UAD 0001B supplemental. Space, the final frontier, the great challenge. These are the mission generator for the next 5 years. We will explore new worlds, discover life and the civilization that exists beyond in the extraterrestrial space. The mission is to reach where humankind has never gone before. Welcome, this is the program Los Arquitectos, the Architects. This series of programs seeks to inspire and feel pride the architect, the artist, the creative. It seeks to show the discipline as the way. The discipline is to continually improve your work and your activity. It is a way of thinking, a way of working. The craft is a trick to enlightenment. Just doing your job, your business better. So this next program is about the three first program of the series, and this is the last of the three first programs. We're talking about the architecture does not exist. Then the second program is about entertainment and punishment about architecture. The architecture life is uncertainty and punishment, and a new refreshed situation when the possibility to a change, and this change is in the revolution UNAM strike. So this is 6 months ago when the people to study, I don't have the word, the students, the students to go to the university, the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México. This is a big, large university. Maybe only in architecture is 6,000 or 7,000 students. So it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people there. So this person is go to strike, go to stop all the activities. So they wanted a change, and this change is referenced for one person who take his life. So this person write a letter, and this letter say the motivation they have to the decision they do, but it's talking about the life in university, to depression, the bad ways to take it for people who is the ambient, the community in the studies life. So in this case, it's talking about the bad words, bad actions, and for the extenuant journals of work. So maybe you haven't noticed about this in special, or maybe you correct the ideas I expressed here in the content in the right space here in YouTube. But this is talking about, in this case, this program is talking about the revolution, the possibility of the revolution in the profession, the UNAM strike. So we're talking about the first program. The architecture is don't exist, and this is talking about the edification is really a scenario of the economy, but the architect is don't be part of the edification. All kind of engineer is participate. Geography, person of the geography is working the construction, in edification, in the building, but maybe publish accountant, but not the architect. The architect is very little part of the building of the edification experience. So this is talking about, in the first program, talking about the architect is soccer, to understand the society and have a customer. Don't have the possibility to have a cliente, a customer. Don't know talking about the people, don't know about the position of the architect in society, don't know his value about his effort is. So in the second program, we're talking, and the first program we're talking this is necessary to be the crack generation for don't living more with this bad practice. So in the second program, uncertainty and punishment, we're talking about the work of the architect is only a temporal, because it's similar to the medicine world. You don't have a person to be sick all the time. So in enferma, in one moment the people is good again, not necessary to be bad or sad or have a problem for his salud, his integrity, to need a medicine man. So this is same. It's only a temporal, because architects have maybe a one project and then this is work for him, but maybe have moments with no work. So in United States it's different, the work to the other countries, because the economy is so stable. So maybe in other places like here in Mexico, one project is 4 months for work, but in United States maybe you have a year or maybe 1 year and 6 months for the development for one project, and then after that is the building work. So one project maybe have 3 years for space to work. Mexico is different, and a lot of all other countries is the same. You have only 4 months, 3 months, 5. This is maybe the case. So United States and a lot of countries of Europe have the same situation, but it's not all Europe. Only a few countries. I'm sorry, because I say it in the first programs. I have a better fluency in English, because in this moment I be around of people to speak in Spanish, and then I think in Spanish. So in the moment when I come back to United States, I speak in English and then I think in English. So maybe it's the moment when I have the more fluency. So sorry about that, but if you need it, is you come to see the program in Spanish and uses the translation in real time, and then you have better content, because I needed to remember and talking to you. So, well, this is the first 2 programs of the series, and yes, we go now with the program. We have it now. So let's begin with the show. Come on to beginning with the show. Here we go. Okay, we open the program, and then in this program we're talking about the revolution. So I have a change in the way for work. So a difference to the United States, in other countries we have depression about economy because the money is different. The United States have the use of the dollar, and the dollar have stability. Not now. 3 years ago, maybe it's a difference, but decades you have an stability. Maybe you have a little pressure in your budget because things maybe have a little difference in the price, maybe more price for little cents. But this is not now because now you have the pressure. A lot of things is go to increments, go to have more expense. So the first example is the houses, but this is for understand you have stability or people have stability. It's similar in other countries of Europe, some, but this is not for the rest of the world. In the rest of the world, you have the problem to the money is not value more. Say, then this have a problem, immediately problem, because you have two money, and these two money pieces don't be the similar two pieces to the end of the year. The end of the year, maybe two money is only the power to buy only one. So this pressure is in constant punishment to the person because in all the time they needed to do twice. We needed to do twice effort, twice to all, because the time of the person have less value. So you needed in the end of the year work twice to have the same. This is a very important program, but this is not necessary in this moment to talking about this. This is an example to all the countries is living for decades, and now it's incoming in United States. So it's very important you have attention about the problems you go to live it for today to tomorrow. So the first problem we have it is the abuse for the person, and this abuse is culture. Here in architecture, the people is a professional person, but this is not enough because the work for this professional is limited. So in this case, you have the privilege. You have the opportunity to work. So the other situation here is in Mexico, the state give to the people free education. So with this free education, you may be thinking it's unbelievable, but it's more architects in Mexico who the architects in United States. This maybe is incredible for you, but it's real because here, really, the practice way, you only needed the money for the food and your transportation. Is enough for having the university. The cost is so less. You have the opportunity to go to take one education, and this is a privilege because in United States you don't have it necessarily the same opportunities in this case, in this specific case. So it's a lot of person to have the possibility to work, and it's not all the spaces in the work for this person. So it's incoming the abuse, and the abuse is a culture. The culture is incoming in the university. For architects and for medicine people, you have to don't sleep. You have to work and work and work a lot of journals. But this is not necessary. It's only bad administration. So come on to talking about this in special. The architect we see in the other programs sorry, with the production, we needed the music in the background of the voice. So when you go to the development of the profession, we see in the other programs, it's not a person to have a poses for magazine. No, it's not a word of the poses man. It's a word for a circle man. A circle man is a lot of events in the same time. Is in the practice administration for the person. A lot of activities. Go to the client, go to win or create other customer, other client, is thinking about the government requirements, about the people is working with you. It's a lot of activities you do for work to architect and solution the architect program. So in this case, you have this problem. It's an a culture in the university. You have hours and hours and hours, and you have a pressure for the person, not necessarily with good words. It's a bad words, a bad pressure for you. Push it to the limit. But the person don't show to the students how's the work way. Don't say the way for work. So people is come around, and a lot of hours is in the poof. I don't have the word again. It's a lot of work is don't useless because you don't know the way for work, and it's a punishment for the person. So people don't come back to the university. I don't have other again word. People is only go and not come back. So this is not only for the young person. So the young person have the power of the be young because his metabolism in his body is so high. I see person to don't sleep in the night and in the day is waiting for his probes, his qualification, his notes, and the person is go to play football. Man, you don't sleep all the night, and today you're going to play football. Well, this is the young people. So this kind of punishment is in the first for the young people, but this a situation for the people is more is not so young. Is have maybe 3 or 4 years in the profession, in the study, the career, and have the same problems. It's punishment. This is not necessary. So here we have the pressure about the projects for 4 months. In the United States it's different, but I don't know. Maybe in the university is the same punishment. You need to go and no sleep and work a lot of limits. Go to the limits. I don't know. But this kind of pressure is a very bad here. It's a very bad for the persons, and I want to show you the person. It's not necessary to live this way. It's not necessary. You have the same possibilities to go to the goal with other kind of attitude, other kind of administration, the work. It's not necessary you go to the limits all the time. So this problem about the abuse for the person is not only for person to go to draw. It's not the person in the office. So when it's needed, you know how a lot of work is pressure to the person. It's necessary to have the scale, the magnitude. You have the scale about the problem. And when you work to all the time, day and night, it's because you wanted to work this big, I don't have the word of volume, this lot of person to do a work is a lot of work you work it, so one only person. Then you have hours and hours and hours and hours for work. But this is a work for a lot of person, and this a lot of person have the same problem in the office, in the work merchant, the work. I don't have the professional exercise. Have the same problem. You are in the office and work maybe to 10, maybe later, maybe all the night. So it's not necessary. It's not necessary to work in this case, this form. So I wanted, maybe you have necessity or you have the obligation to do something like that in your place for 1 to 2 times in the year or more time, but not forever. But this is a culture we have it now. A lot of hours and a punishment in the work. And this is not only for the office. This problem is go to the building sites. In the building site, it's the same problem. You have a person with his resident who is come to give a list schedule for all the works, and in the first time, on the first weeks, maybe have a lot of time and only hours to work. But this is not similar, and this is not aligned in all the time with the building construction. You have segments in the time with the work is so expensive because you needed a more personnel, because you needed to do a lot of activities at the same time. But this is not necessary work in the reality, because the enterprise only have one person. So one person is needed to do the 5-person work. It's not possible, but this is happening. And I wanted to have a program talking about this for the abuse, because I live it this person with punishment. It's other word. It's sufrimiento. It's when the people is sad, because all the time frustración. The word is frustration. I don't have it now in English. Give me a moment. No, I don't have it now in English. But it's when you have it in your emotions a limit to punishment you, and is a problem for your volunteer, for your conscience, for your happiness to live. This is I wanted to stop it. And the first step is talking about this. It's not necessary, because this is horrible. The person to punishment, the person to pulls to the limits and have the abuse, the architect's abuse is for other architects. The architect's abuse for the architect, because other professionals don't need this kind of abuse. Publish accountant, engineers, they only work in office horario, in office hours. They don't need this kind of a lot of work. So it's different history, and it's different the limits they have. Only the architects abuse to the architect, and it's similar to the medicine man. The medics is abuse to the other medics. But this is maybe all today. Come on to go to the finish of the program. Well, maybe this is a better program to the other in English, but if you have it or you wanted to have a better transmission of the theme of this program. Sorry, because I don't have the words in English. Si tú quieres tener una mejor presentación, if you wanted to have a better presentation of the content of this program, you maybe go to see the translate of the Spanish program. So maybe it's more fluency, and I don't have the problems when I have it today for the words when I don't have it in my mind. So come on to finish the program today. We go to the capsules for the end of the program. In this section of the program, we go to talk about the Evolo magazine. Evolo magazine is an internet magazine you go to see, it's free. And Evolo magazine have his books, in this case, housing for the 21st century. So, Evolo magazine have the skyscraper competition. All years have the same, the skyscraper competition. And today we wait we wait the 2026 competition. Now is the winners about 2025 competition of skyscraper competition. So in this space of the program, we want to push other enterprises, in this case the editorials of different books, or you go to see in Amazon, or you want it in your place of books. You have the chances to see. Okay. Sorry. We go.
Opportunity is everywhere. Rarely does it land at your feet. It needs to be sought out, relentlessly chased down. This isn't for the faint-hearted. It demands people with a different mindset, incredible engineering skills, prepared to meet challenges head-on, who have a proven ability to innovate and develop class-leading products that enable customers to increase efficiency, sustainability, competitiveness, and explore new opportunities at the right time. And it's these same people who believe what happens today will shape a better tomorrow. The world isn't slowing down, so is it any wonder the smart airlines and aviation's go-getters partner with Embraer to accelerate opportunity.
Opportunities. Embraer. this part of the program, we want to show you one artistic video. So in this case, we have this video, and in this section, you go to see everything you want to see in the presentation of the video. So I only give it the impression what I have, so maybe it's useless for you. So in this case, the videos is wanted to have an inspiration for your work. So in this case, we have this video with a hands with have water. So in this case, the only when I can to say about this is the facilities to use the water in a construction proposals, but it's not necessarily something is in use maybe 20 years ago. So people don't want to work in this specifically in the use of the word for the public's uses in the edification, so in the buildings. So the person who have proposals with water is spectacular. It's in the I don't have the word, in the business of the entertainment. So we go. In this section, we push enterprise in the professional. In this case, little enterprise like this. This pencil is designed for Carlo Cayello, a friend of mine in California. When I remember, this is the pieces he designed. But I maybe be wrong. You write it in the commentaries of the program. Session of the program, we're talking about the next program. We want to see the real proposal. There's not only programs to talk, it's programs to see, and this is a better programs maybe for the persons. The programs we come to see the proposal for other architects, for other persons. So in this case, the first bullet we're going to give it an analytics is the MHN Design Union, one facade of building in Australia. So in this case, I believe it's the more Mexican proposal we have it, because it's a proposal with colors and with sun, but this is not a Mexican building. It's a building is edification, is proposal in Australia. I don't have the word in English. This is a problem, we have it together. So in this case, we go to see this impact of a chain, because you have it, a lot of elements is common to go to have a levitation. It's not the word, but you have a levitation place. You see, it's so spectacular. We're going to see in the next program. And we have it in the next program. the programs about the design, industrial design. So this is a catastrophe because industrial design is the point of the civilization. We have a civilization with objects. We control to the nature, and this is represented with objects. And we don't have the industrial design. The industrial design is in China, but this is other problem, and this is other question. So now in the first program in design, we're talking about what proposal is so controvertida, is so, I don't have the word, is so an explosive program, because we're talking about the vision to have General Motors for the transport, electric transport in China. This is 2014, and people thinking China is coming to the bikes, to the electric platform, and it's needed maybe person to have the experience to autonomous conduction, because people thinking the Chinese people don't have the ability to come on to the bikes, to the electromobility. So in this case, the program, his name is Memories of the Future. So this is the case of General Motors, but this is other question we're talking about in this program. So the next program is the next three program. We're talking about one office in the United States, one architecture office. In this case, is Skinner William Merrill, maybe the more biggest architecture office in the world. So in this case, we're talking about one of the proposals they have it to urbanist planning. So it's an urban scale. This is some. So the next program we're talking about the architecture office is talking about Europe, and in this case about London and British. We're talking about the Zaha Hadid. And Zaha Hadid, we show you the way he take lecture to the architecture, to the plastics, and go to show his own proposal when own logics. So for this case, it's different to all you can see. Maybe it's the more important office of architecture in British, in Europe, about the potential of his language, because other people is talking in other, is thinking for other architecture office, but this is not a lot of office. It's maybe 2, 3. So in the final of the series, we're talking about for architecture office to Hispanics, and in this case is the Acme office. But the Acme office have an franchise in Spain, but I remember Acme is a British office of architecture. We go to see in this program. So we go to finish the series. Finish the program. Give me a moment. Come to the finish. So in the finish of the program, we have my literacy, so I'm talking about of the intention of the here. My job here is to invite all to dream, inspire all, sharing ideas for all as a way of life. Maybe we'll find something didn't know wanted. My intention here, my job here, is to stop so much frustration. Frustration, this is the word I needed, the frustration about the people. So showing everyone the trick of enlightenment as a way of life. Maybe we'll find something they wanted. So, and now, in this moment to the humanity, where it is coming the robot life and the artificial intelligence, we promote the craft, like the trick to enlightenment, just to better your business, your activities to it best. So we are going with class. So the series is the Bali experience, the Bali report, and the Bali scenario. It's a realization for my brother Barranqui Boy, and I thank you. It is a co-production, and El Zamorano, we thank you in the United States, to Tani, Oli, Mati, and Anthony in Arizona, Selena Orenzans and Daniela Corbeto in California, in Spain to the plastic artist Ruth Gonzalez, in Mexico to Alejandra de Aguilos in Veracruz, the Dr. Nube Estrada in Puebla, and Claudia Borbon in Mexico City. In Argentina, to Miguel Roberto Bouzas Cardassi, with thanks. To Todo Concreto in Mexico City, what makes all this possible. Thank you all. Remember, the world. Sorry, I needed to see the time. Oh, it's incoming. Remember, the world is of those who dare. The world is of those who dream. The rest is violent.